Parthiban Kanavu. English translation by Anand Kannan. Narrated by Sujatha, Anand. Book 2 Chapter14 The Trouble with Old Age. It was the age of Renaissance for Shaiva and Vaishnava religions. Religious leaders traveled across the land and spread the light of faith. They composed sweet, enjoyable devotional songs. Tirunavukar was the best known among such leaders. He was also known as Appar. He was a celebrated poet and a religious leader in Mahendra Pallava's days. By the time of this story, around Vikraman's banishment, he had attained a ripe old age and his movements were constrained by old age. Kundavi heard that he had returned from a religious pilgrimage which he had made defying his age. She went to the Shaivite monastery, also known as Mutt, to pay her respects. Appar welcomed her and gave her his blessings. Kundavi asked him, "Your Holiness, there is no temple that you have not visited. Is there? Did you really have to travel far with the state of your health?" Appar said, "My child, I did not travel far, only to the Thillai temple. No matter how many times I visit the Lord of Celestial Dance, I wish to see him again. The bliss of his dance is hard to describe. It is worth being born again and again to experience that joy." He closed his eyes and sang the verse with tears of joy. Kunitta purvamum kovvai chevvayil kumir sirippum Panitta sadayum pavalam pol meniyil paal venneerum Initham udayedutha porpadamum kaanapetral Manitta piraviyum venduvade immaanilatte. It means, it is worth seeking several rebirths on this earth just for the bliss of seeing Lord Shiva's bent eyebrows, the smile on his red lips, snow-covered hair, holy ash on his reddish skin, and the blissful movement of his golden feet. After the song, Appar kept his eyes closed and remained in a trance. On another day, Kundavi would have been moved to tears of joy. That day, her thoughts were not on religion. She waited for Appar to return to consciousness and asked, "Your Holiness, I heard there is a Shaivite sage in the Choya country who gets involved in political affairs. Do you know him?" Appar was not entirely back in the real world and did not appear to hear her well. He said, "My child, you mentioned the holy sage born in the Choya country. He was the main reason for my pilgrimage. He heard of my travel plans and came to Thillai to meet me. It is entirely appropriate that people call him Jnana Sambandhar. How did he attain such divine wisdom at such a young age? He must have received the milk of divine wisdom. Otherwise, it would not have been possible to compose with such spiritual flair before growing facial hair." He went on in this vein. Kundavi remained patient for a while and then interrupted him. "Holy sage, I was talking about someone else. The sage I'm talking about has matted hair and beard and is clad in tiger skin." Appar said, "My child, there are many sages that fit your description. There are perhaps 100 just in this monastery in tiger skin clothing with matted hair and beard. Do you have any other identification?" Kundavi said, "The sage I'm talking about intervenes in political affairs. He is encouraging people to revolt against my father." "That is surprising to hear. I don't know of any such Shaivite person. Your father fosters Shaivism and Vaishnavism as if they are his two eyes. Why would a Shaivite sage conspire against him? Anyone who does so must be a part of one of those godless movements." Kundavi touched his feet and took her leave. On her way back, her thoughts went along the following lines. Even wise people seem to grow senile with age. Once they start talking, they don't stop. Ask a question and they answer a different question. It's the trouble with old age. End of chapter 14.